Hey, I'm Jason Loughlin. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you one of our classic country guitar licks. This is one of those go-to licks that country guitar players use every day. These are the licks that we use to add variations to. We use them as templates for building new ideas. I'm going to show you this lick on different string sets. I'm going to show it to you over 3 different chords, G, C, and D. So you'll have this lick in 12 places on the fretboard, making it really easy to play over a 1-4-5 progression in G. You're going to want to grab the notation tab and backing track for this one. They're free. They're down below at the link, so go grab those and let's get started. All right, so this lick is going to be a country bend. This is us guitar players stealing from steel, so doing steel guitar bends on guitar. Big part of country guitar playing. Some of my favorite players that do this are players like Jerry Donahue, Danny Gatton, Albert Lee, Duke Levine. These are the guys that really inspire me when it comes to bending on the guitar. Who are yours? Put some of your favorite guitar players that use steel guitar bends on telly down below in the comments. I'd love to see that. Okay, so let's get into this. This lick is in the key of G, and we're connecting 2 diatonic 6s in G. So I'm going to be connecting this G and B to this F and A. And I'm going to be doing that with a bend, using bends to creatively connect these two. So what I'm going to do is set up my pinky on this G, and I'm actually going to approach that B from a whole step underneath, which is a scale step underneath. I'm going from A to B. And once I get up there to that B, I'm going to hold it there, play the G, come across to that held bend note, keep it there, switch fingers on the top, still holding that bend. So I have an F natural now on top, play that F natural, and then release the bend and land on the G. So that got me from here to here to here, creatively with bends. Great idea, great concept that country guitar players use all the time, right? And we use these things as templates. I'll add variations to that. I'll move that around diatonically through the neck. I'll take that idea, apply it to thirds. You could do all sorts of things with that idea. But the first thing that I like to do with my students is get them to move it around to other string sets, because often when you're getting shown one of these classic kind of licks, somebody shows it to you and it's in one key, it's on one string set, and then you're kind of left on your own, right? So I want to play this everywhere. I want to play this in different keys. I want to see it on different parts of the fretboard. So let's move this around. So if I move this around to the D string, I would be bending an A into B and jumping up to the G there. Now that's going to be tough to do on the D string in this part of the neck. The tension's a little higher around here, and also I play 10s through 46s, so it's not the most comfortable bend. Does that mean I bail on this idea and I go, I just can't do it there? No, that just means that I have to find a different way to play that same lick. So maybe instead of bending from A to B, I just replace the articulation with something else. So I'm going to replace it with a slide. So that's going to serve the role of that bend now. Then I could grab that G, and then I'll jump off to that F, and now I could slide down. I'm kind of missing a bending element in there, so I want to put that back in. But like I said, bending from A to B is not the easiest thing to do. But what if I were to bend from B flat, the flat 3? If I did that, that's a little easier to grab, and it gives me a bluesy sound. It's kind of cool, right? So let's try that out. So now we kind of have a new idea or a variation on that original idea that really works for this new string set. So that's something I can move around to other string sets. Let me try that on the A string, sliding 2 into 3. Try it on the E string. Great, so now I've taken that one idea and I've learned how to play it on 3 other string sets. So now 1 has become 4 ideas. But I've also come up with this new idea when I moved it around. Let's put that back on the top string set and see how that sounds. Sliding, grabbing that root to the flat 7, and then that flat 3 bend. So now I have 2 ideas I could play on that top string set. So 1 idea has become 5 ideas. We're already starting to grow a vocabulary from this lick. Okay, now I want to show you this lick over a C chord and a D chord. That's your 4 and 5 chord in the key of G. So if you learn this lick for G, C, and D, you could use this lick everywhere on the neck over 1, 4, 5 progression in G. Before I do that, if you're digging this approach to learning a lick, seeing it on different string sets, I did this course called 20 must-know country guitar licks, where I take 20 of these standard go-to country guitar licks that country guitar players rely on and use every day, and I show them to you, the key of G and all these different string sets. You have them tabbed and notated out for G, C, and D. Comes with a bunch of backing tracks. If you're gonna get into country guitar, these are licks you should know. I'll put the link to that down below. Go check that out. Okay, let's learn this lick for C. So I'm gonna place my pinky on a C here on the E string, 3rd finger on the 2, and I'm gonna bend this into 3, so 2 is gonna go to 3. Bend it up, grab the root, come back to that held bend note, switch to the index finger, release, down to the root. Cool, then I move that around to another string set. Let's do that here, sliding into the 3, popping that root, back to that 3, to flat 7, and then release bend from flat 3 to 2, landing on the root. A string. Sliding 3, popping that root, back to the 3, popping that flat 7, release bend from the flat 3, doing this off of the low E string. Looks exactly the same, right? Just moving down the string set. Moving this back up to the top string set with this new lick. Okay, moving this to D. Pinky on D, bending that E into F sharp. Trying this on the D string, sliding into the 3rd this time. I can play that up an octave. Or pull down if you want. Off of the A string. Off of the low E string. All right, there you go. We took 1 lick, we moved it around to different string sets, we transposed it to C and D. So 1 lick became 15 different licks that cover the whole range of the fretboard, that cover all these different registers. Make sure you grab the notation, tab, and backing track for this lesson. Please hit the subscribe button, helps me out a bunch. And if you're digging this style of learning a lick and you want to know all these classic go-to country guitar licks, check out that course I did, 20 must-know country guitar licks. I think it's going to be super helpful for you. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in another video.